I solemnly pledge myself.
I solemnly pledge myself.
I solemnly pledge myself before God and this assembly
to pass my life in purity
and to practice my profession faithfully.
I shall abstain.
I shall abstain from whatever is deleterious
and mischievous,
and shall not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug.
I shall do all in my power.
I shall do all in my power
to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession.
And will hold in confidence.
All personal matters.
Committed to my keeping.
Coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling.
In the practice of my calling.
I shall be loyal to my work.
I shall be loyal to my work.
I shall be loyal to my work.
And devoted towards the welfare.
To the welfare of those committed to my care.
Those committed to my care.
Good evening, and welcome to the 8th Annual Excellence in Nursing Awards. I'm Mike Reith, publisher of Delaware Today magazine, together with associate editor Meg Ryan, as we recognize Delaware's top nurses in a year when their contributions, your contributions, have mattered more than ever before. In years past, we've celebrated together, but 2020 is a little different. We know from registrations that hundreds of people, nurses, family, and friends, are tuning in tonight to show their support and appreciation for all that you've accomplished. So get ready to lift a celebratory glass and enjoy the program. Meg, give us some background on how the voting process worked.
Sure. Thanks, Mike. Every year, Delaware Today partners with the Delaware Nurses Association to recognize the top nurses in our state through our Excellence in Nursing program. The Nurses Association conducted the survey and asked nurses across the state who they considered best in various areas of practice. Only Delaware licensed nurses were able to vote. This is true recognition from your peers.
As Meg said, the Excellence in Nursing program is done in partnership with the Delaware Nurses Association. We're happy to have Gary Alderson, president of the Delaware Nurses Association, join us now. Gary?
Hello, friends. My name is Gary Alderson, and I am in my second year as president of the Delaware Nurses Association. I have 4 things I want to talk to you today about. That is, I want to give a huge thank you to Delaware Today for this whole program and what is normally a very lavish and well-attended and certainly a nice event, which unfortunately we had to forego this year because of the pandemic. I want to speak to you for a moment about how you 160 or so honorees represent the very best of our Delaware citizens. I want to touch upon the fact that 2020, which will go down in history, I think, as the strangest year ever, also happens to be, coincidentally and somewhat serendipitously, the year of the nurse. And lastly, I want to give a pitch for the Delaware Nurses Association to our nurses who are joining us remotely and to our nurses who will later be reading about this program and this event. So first of all, I want to turn first to giving a huge thank you to Delaware Today. This is, was, and always most likely will be their program. It is their initiative. Delaware Nurses Association is very honored and grateful to have the opportunity to work with them on this project to give it a more of a sense of a peer review project. We nurses should be very proud of the fact that Delaware Today has only 3 professions that it honors in this way: nurses, attorneys, and physicians. So I think that speaks very highly of the regard they place nurses in. And on that note, I want to turn to what I said about this group being the best of the best. Delaware has approximately 983,000 people in our state. Of those, there are approximately 24,000 nurses, either registered nurses or licensed practical nurses. That means that nurses represent only about 2% of the population. Of that 24,000, which represents just less than 2% of our entire state population, you 160 or so honorees represent the pinnacle. You represent the very best of the best. All nurses this year had the opportunity to shine and show how they are the best. And by the peer review process, your peers have shown that you are indeed the best of the best. Your very own peers have decided that you are worthy of this recognition. All nurses have shown how they are heroes. And again, all nurses represent the very best among us. And lastly, I want to make a pitch for the Delaware Nurses Association. It has been a very strange year for us. It has been a very difficult year for us. We lost our long-term executive director, and we have frankly struggled to remain viable and remain active. Again, many of our members are very busy because of the pandemic. But I want to make a pitch to all of you out there. Join DNA if you're not already a member. Participate in DNA if you don't already do so. We dearly need the assistance of all of you. And ours is a big tent. The thing we have in common is that we are all nurses and we all want to work together for the betterment of healthcare for our citizenry in Delaware. And one of the things that is very important to the DNA is promoting advocacy locally, to have a voice at Legislative Hall, to go to our legislators and make sure they know what is important for healthcare and what is important to nurses. And I will tell you that they are ready to listen. They are especially ready to listen given the circumstances of the COVID pandemic. So again, huge thank you to Delaware Today. I'm sorry we're not all coming together to eat and drink and enjoy ourselves together, but there's always next year. And I look forward to seeing my friends and colleagues next year, and I wish you all the very best, and congratulations to all of you as peer honorees, honored by your very own peers. You are absolutely all totally worth this recognition, and I wish that there was an ability for us to make it an even larger recognition. So again, I thank you, and all I can say is keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. We're not alone in wanting to recognize the accomplishments of Delaware's nursing community. Our sponsors this year have also stepped forward to salute your efforts and thank you for your contributions to Delaware. They include BB Healthcare,
ChristianaCare,
Delaware Law School,
Land Rover Wilmington,
Nemours Children's Health System,
TD Bank,
and University of Delaware College of Health Sciences. We'll hear more from our sponsors later in the broadcast. Another fan of Delaware's nursing community is Governor John Carney, who offers his own words of support and congratulations tonight. Governor?
Thank you, Mike, and thank you to Delaware Today and the Delaware Nurses Association for hosting this virtual celebration. Now more than ever, it's crucial that we recognize our nurses and all the healthcare workers who have worked tirelessly on the front lines since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. The efforts of Delawareans across the state to flatten the curve by wearing masks and social distancing have been successful. But our fight isn't over. We have to continue to take the right precautions to protect ourselves, our employees, our families, and our neighbors. It is my job as your governor to make sure that we continue to follow the right precautions and to make sure that nurses are supported along the way. Nurses are the backbone of our healthcare system, working long hours, providing attentive care for every patient, and providing a source of support for the patient's family. Your efforts have saved the lives of many Delawareans and are making a real difference. As your governor, I want to thank you for the great work that you do day in and day out on the behalf of Delawareans. Congratulations to the 165 nurses we are celebrating tonight. I wish you all an enjoyable evening.
Thank you, Governor Carney. Now, let's welcome Representative Melissa Miner-Brown. Miner-Brown graduated cum laude from Delaware Technical and Community College in both the Practical Nursing and Registered Nursing degree program. She went on to get her bachelor's and master's degrees from Wilmington University. She began her nursing career at the Department of Veterans Affairs Hospital. After 7 years at the VA hospital, Miner-Brown joined the state legislature aiming to serve her community. She works with assertive community treatment teams, along with serving as the statewide nursing educator for the Department of Corrections. She also proudly was a 2018 honoree of the Excellence in Nursing program. Please welcome Representative Melissa Miner-Brown.
Hello to everyone being honored today. Who would have thought that you would be receiving this recognition on a virtual platform? But unfortunately, COVID-19 has hit us like a ton of bricks. And it has disturbed the entire world and threw the whole world into a panic, threw everything into disarray. And the whole world has looked to nurses to lead during this time. This just shows how we are relied on in this time of crisis. You're all doing a great job, by the way. But underneath those gloves, those masks, those shields, there's a human being. And there's tears, there's grief, and we've all been carrying this heaviness in our minds, in our hearts, in our spirits, because this is something that we never thought nursing would be like. But I'm here to tell you, it's okay. It's okay to cry, it's okay to grieve, because we're all human. But this is a time when we need to remind ourselves of why we became a nurse. Why did you go to nursing school? Through all those hard tests and sleepless nights, when you were told that you would eat, sleep, and breathe nursing, that's what you did, and it was tough. But all of that stress has led you to where you are today, saving lives and healing during this time of crisis. And here you are now, receiving this amazing honor as 2020 Excellence in Nursing honorees and top nurses. And this is something to be proud of. This is an award that you should carry every day throughout your profession with dignity. Also remember that you are the nurse. You are the leader, and you are changing the world. You are the strength and the glue working on the front lines every day, providing healing during this pandemic. No matter your role, whether you're a researcher, an educator, a bedside nurse, it takes an all hands on deck approach. And all of the investment in your education has paid off right here, right now. Whether your specialty is behavioral health, maternity, or acute care, or wherever you're working in education, we touch every aspect of people's lives every day. Whether you're reaching down to those who are our vulnerable citizens, like our veterans, or our homeless population, or our incarcerated individuals, we are the leaders that are leading this change, creating policies, empowering people to maintain their health, comforting people when they're sick. That's what we do every day as nurses. Our work can heal the world. This is why we are the #1 trusted profession per national polls today. This reminds me of why I made the decision to run for office. If any of you know, politics can become kind of stressful sometimes, and I was the person that would always hide from political conversations. But working as a nurse, I constantly found myself in situations where I felt, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way at times, if I could just change this situation, or I could fix this, I could save so many lives. Or I could improve the quality of life of so many Delawareans. By adding safeguards to step therapy, so patients could receive the medications that they needed and that they deserved without having to trial other meds and fail first, but being able to receive the medication that their doctors prescribed. Or by increasing the smoking age to 21, because we see the effects that tobacco has on our patients. And 70% of people who are addicted to tobacco say that they became addicted before the age of 21. So what do we do as a nurse? We up the age. We try our best to fix the problem. Or by capping insulin prices so that everybody can have access to that life-saving medication. And these are situations that we're faced with every day in the profession. And it takes you and I to advocate for that change. With 2020 being the year of the nurse and the midwife, I want to leave you with 2 things. #1, always lead with passion. And #2, never hesitate to take action. Always lead with passion, remembering that people are people. You want to be a good listener. Always lead with empathy and be able to put yourself in that person's shoes. Everyone comes from a different background, with different experiences, some with more or less opportunities than others. But we want to remember that when we are working with our patients, that we always take a holistic approach never to judge and never to assume that that person has it all together, but be that advocate for that person so that you can help them break down those barriers and achieve the health quality that they need and deserve. COVID-19 has shined a light on so many disparities right here in our state. And it's going to take for us nurses to be the leaders on the front lines advocating for health equity right here in our state. The Lieutenant Governor, who's also a nurse, and I, we received the calls from the community. We received calls about behavioral health and depression and how people were impacted due to COVID-19. So what did we do? We did something. We took those resources directly to the community. We took the therapy to the community. We took the Narcan to the community, the food, the masks, and the resources that people needed to feel better. That's what I call seeing something and doing something. But it's not just that. Also remember as a nurse to stay involved in your state and local politics. Know what's coming down the pike and how it can affect our profession, our patients, and our care delivery models. And if you see something that you feel is going to impact our profession, do something. Call your elected officials. Rally up your nurses. Go down the legislative hall and you advocate for that change. And you continue to advocate for the health of our state. That's what we do as nurses. I'm going to close with sending a huge congratulations to the 2020 Excellence in Nursing honorees and top nurses. You have received this distinguished recognition because you deserve it. So you carry that throughout your profession and you carry it with dignity. And know that you will always be recognized as an Excellence in Nursing honoree and Delaware top nurse. And remember, throughout your profession, always lead with passion and never hesitate to take action.
Thank you, Representative Minor Brown, for your thoughtful comments. Now we're going to take a short break and we'll be back to recognize all of our honorees after this.
Hi, I'm Jane Miracle, Chief Nursing Executive and Patient Operation Officer for Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. As many of you already know, 2020 was designated the International Year of the Nurse. Some may think, what timing? But I think the timing couldn't be any better and more appropriate. The global pandemic has only highlighted the courage, commitment, and compassion that nurses bring to patient care every single day. I want to congratulate you, not just the nurses from Nemours who are being honored today, but all nurses who are working together to provide the safest possible care for our patients and families who depend on us. Thank you.
Welcome back to Delaware Today's 8th Annual Excellence in Nursing Awards Program. I'm Mike Reith from Delaware Today Magazine, along with Meg Ryan, our Associate Editor, and now we're ready to announce this year's honorees by category. We're going to start with Advanced Practice Registered Nurse. Our first honoree is Jackie Cherry from Christiana Care.
Jennifer Cormier from Christiana Care, Helen F. Graham Cancer Center.
Jolene Dickerson from Nemours.
Catherine Donahue Smith from Christiana Care, Endocrinology.
Erin Dwyer, Nemours, AI DuPont Hospital for Children.
Maureen Egan, Nemours DuPont Pediatrics.
Melissa Garvey, Christiana Care Health Services.
Beatrice Gaynor, University of Delaware Nurse Managed Primary Care Center.
Tina Hendler, Christiana Care.
Stacy Holdinsky, Christiana Care.
Pamela Jimenez, Christiana Care.
Denise Lyons, Christiana Care.
Robin Miracle, Bay Health.
Kay McLean Grant, Christiana Care.
Donna Maurer Wade, Christiana Care Health System.
Dana Shade, Christiana Care, Greenville, OBGYN.
Michelle Sturgeon, Bay Health.
Laura Tolson, Bay Health Kent Campus.
Victoria Varga, Christiana Care, Wilson Primary Care.
Leslie Verrucci, Christiana Care.
Amanda Williams, Christiana Care.
And congratulations to our winner in the Advanced Practice Registered Nurse category, Kevin Wiley from Bay Health Medical Center. And now, for our Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing category, Our first honoree is Ann DeCare from Christiana Care Health System.
Stephanie Evans Mitchell, Christiana Care, Creative Medical Consulting LLC.
Michelle Fisher, Delaware State University.
Lisa Toy, Alapocus Collaborative Care.
Lisa Wallace, Christiana Care.
And the winner of our Psychiatric Mental Health Nursing category is Bradley Y. from Bancroft Behavioral Health. We turn now to Quality, Safety, Risk Management category for nursing. Our first honoree is Hillary Chavez, Cadia Healthcare.
Trista Friese, Christiana Care.
Susan Massioli, Christiana Care.
Julie Mo Davis, Christiana Care.
And Emily Riddick, Christiana Care.
Lisa Wallace, Christiana Care. And now for our Case Utilization Management category. Our first honoree is Barbara Little, Bay Health Medical Center.
Karen McDevitt, Christiana Care, Carvillo.
And Candy Muldowney, Christiana Care, Helen F. Graham Cancer Center.
We turn now to the Informatics category. Our first honoree is Deborah Bartel, Christiana Care Health Systems.
Susan Conady Buck, University of Delaware Nurse Managed Primary Care Center and College of Health Sciences.
Jennifer Henry, Christiana Care.
Lindsay Kelmish, Bay Health.
Amy Tyler, Christiana Care.
Carolyn Zoldos, Christiana Care.
And the winner of the Informatics category is William Harvey from Bay Health.
And our next category is Home Health, Hospice, Telehealth. Our first honoree is Ginger Cowell from Christiana Care.
Kathleen Ingram from Heartland Hospice.
Nicole Scott, Christiana Care, Primary Care at Home.
Claire Shoemate, Christiana Care Kidney Transplant Program.
Susan Strawn, Christiana Care.
Cara Welcher, Christiana Care Home Health.
And Shannon Wire, Heartland Hospice.
And we turn now to Rehabilitation Long-Term Care Nursing. Our first honoree, Hillary Chavez from Cadia Healthcare.
And Anita Fasick, Cadia Rehabilitation Silverside. Our next category is LPN Inpatient Clinical Practice. We honor Tammy Walker, Cadia Rehabilitation Silverside.
Turn now to Inpatient Clinical Nursing with our first honoree, Ellen Alvarez from Christiana Care.
Labrini Karabetsos, Christiana Care Wilmington Campus.
Tyler Cody, Bay Health Hospital, Kent Campus.
Thomas Zapp, Christiana Care.
Kathleen Duglielmo, Christiana Care.
Tanisha Downs, Bay Health Hospital, Kent Campus.
Jeffrey Egbert, Christiana Care.
Stephanie Fulton, Christiana Care.
Kelsey Johnson, Christiana Care.
Samantha Lewis, Christiana Care.
Susan McCord, Christiana Care.
Benjamin McQuiston, Christiana Care.
Fredeline Maynard, Christiana Care.
Grace Nagamo, Christiana Care.
Christine Pataki, Christiana Care.
Laura Ritchie, Christiana Care.
Lisa Sayow, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
Amy Staples, Christiana Care Health Systems.
Kristen Siamine, Christiana Care.
Brittany White, Christiana Care.
Kimberly Woods, Christiana Care. And we have a tie in this category. Our winners are Joseph Fiorelli, Christiana Care Wilmington Hospital.
And Melinda Huffman, Nanticoke Health Services. Congratulations.
Absolutely. What a phenomenal list of winners we have this evening. And we have many more to come, and we're turning now to LPN Ambulatory Care. Our honorees this year include Shannon Franks from Christiana Care Middletown Family Medicine West.
And Autumn Smith from Christiana Care.
And now we turn towards ambulatory care, with our first honoree being Carla Arat from Christiana Care.
Tanya Clark, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
Darlene Deal, Christiana Care.
Lorraine Graham, Christiana Care Primary Care, Middletown West.
Edna Green, Christiana Care.
Leslie Hayes, Christiana Care William J. Holloway Program.
Mary Kotowski, Nemours Hospital for Children.
Alexa Maloney, Christiana Care Helen F. Graham Cancer Center.
Natalie Masso, Christiana Care Helen F. Graham Cancer Center.
Gloria McGilberry, Christiana Care.
Kim Petrella, Delaware Perinatal Quality Collaborative at Christiana Care.
Jordan Polifroni Williams, Christiana Care.
Claire Shoemate, Christiana Care Kidney Transplant Program.
Lorraine Slater, Newark Urgent Care.
Christina Sten, Christiana Care.
Alyssa Tiberi, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
Trina Turner, Bay Health Cancer Institute, Kent and Sussex Campus.
And congratulations to our winner, Heather Grogg, Christiana Care, Primary Care at Linden Hill. And now we move on to our next category, Academic Educator. We honor Crystal Dennis Jordan, Procter & Gamble, Dover Wipes.
Our next category is Clinical Educator, and our first honoree is Jenna Amador, Westside Family Healthcare.
Anne Marie Baker, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
Kristen Callaghan, Christiana Care.
Alexander Collin, Christiana Care, Ambulatory Care Practices.
Karen Davis, Christiana Care.
Stacy Laurie, Christiana Care Health System.
Stacy Noel, Christiana Care Health System.
Doreen Nord, Christiana Care Health System.
Brittany Oki, Bay Health.
Lisa Seo, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
Michelle Thompson, Bay Health Hospital.
Kelly Tibbett, Christiana Care Home Health.
Amy Tour, Christiana Care.
And congratulations to our winner, Amy Cunningham from Bay Health Hospital. And now we move on to our next category, Advancing and Leading the Profession. Congrats to our first honoree, Jenna Amador, Westside Family Healthcare.
Joanne Baker, Delaware Technical Community College.
Hillary Barnes, University of Delaware.
Brenda Blaine, Bay Health.
Faith Cowell Dorio, Bay Health.
Melissa Crossan, Christiana Care.
Heather Crumley, Christiana Care.
Michelle Fisher, Delaware State University.
Marianne Ford, Bay Health Hospital, Kent and Sussex Campuses.
Deborah Friedman, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
Shannon Guzman, Christiana Care.
Linda Hustleton, Christiana Care.
Kimkeisha Knight, Bay Health Medical Center and Department of Veterans Affairs.
Amy Cole, Christiana Care.
Amanda Latina, Christiana Care.
Lori Littleton, Christiana Care.
Donna Mower Wade, Christiana Care Health System.
Christopher Otto, Christiana Care.
Amanda Reese, Christiana Care.
Jennifer Saylor, University of Delaware.
Sonia Stover, Christiana Care.
Kimberly Talley, Christiana Care Health System.
Sharon Urban, Bay Health.
Cynthia Waddington, Christiana Care.
Danielle Weber, Christiana Care.
And our winner this year is Lisa Seo, Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children.
And now, our next category is the Volunteerism and Service category. We honor Dawn Kolb, Bay Health, Smyrna, Kent, and Sussex Emergency Department.
Michelle Harris-Hines, Wilmington VA Medical Center.
Nora Katarakis, Christiana Care, Helen F. Graham Cancer Center and Research Institute.
Greg O'Neill, Christiana Care.
Melissa Slater, Bay Health.
And Trina Turner, Bay Health Cancer Institute, Kent and Sussex Campus. Before getting to our final awards tonight, we'd like to once again recognize our sponsors who have made this entire broadcast possible. BB Healthcare,
Christiana Care,
Delaware Law School,
Land Rover Wilmington,
Nemours Children's Health System,
TD Bank,
and University of Delaware College of Health Sciences. We'll return for our Nursing Newcomer and Nursing Legend Awards after this.
Something going around. Only this time, it's an infection of can-do, rise up and step forward for the good of children here and everywhere. It compels us to never stop innovating, never stop searching for better, more convenient ways of delivering healthcare to our patients. Because at Nemours Children's Health, there's something different going around, and it's something for which we hope there's never a cure.
Welcome back. We now turn to our Nursing Newcomer category, with our first honoree being Gavin Brown from Bay Health, Kent General.
Felicia Johnson Cordell, Christiana Care.
Brandon Gartland, Christiana Care, Wilmington Hospital.
Emma Hasek, Christiana Care.
Jacob Loria, Bay Health, Kent Campus.
Amanda Reese, Christiana Care, Surgical Shock Trauma Intensive Care Unit.
Adalis Stamus, Bay Health, Kent Campus.
Ashley Turner, Westside Family Healthcare. And now we turn to our winner of the Nursing Newcomer category. Congratulations to Kristen Miller from Nanticoke Memorial Hospital. With just 5 years of experience, Kristen demonstrates the leadership skills, clinical skills, and critical thinking of a much more senior nurse. Kristen is a designated charge nurse on the night shift on the Med-Surg unit at Nanticoke Hospital. We've been told she's an asset to the Med-Surg floor and is a guiding hand for even newer nurses that she is in charge of. She is known as a compassionate, thorough, hardworking, and detail-oriented colleague. She demonstrates leadership and communication at a level that would not be expected for a new nurse. Congrats, Kristen.
And our final honor of the evening, the Nursing Legend Award, goes to Tom Kopik of Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. Tom is truly a wound care nursing legend. Although not retired exactly, last year he went out on medical leave and had to stop working. But we've been told that you cannot go anywhere at Nemours without the nurses and physicians sharing how much he is loved, missed, and respected there. He has enhanced the nursing profession with his teaching methods and demonstrated how vital wound care experts are to healthcare facilities. In fact, many of his wound care techniques are actually called the Tom Kopik method at Nemours. He is known for his passion, knowledge, cost-saving practices, availability, and dumb dad jokes. Making children and parents laugh during medical crises is a special talent. He spent 20 years with Nemours and is most worthy of being celebrated as this year's Delaware Today and Delaware Nurses Association Nursing Legend. Congratulations to Tom. What an amazing group of nurses again this year. Congratulations to all. Before we wrap up, we wanted to share with you some advice that we received from our category winners.
So the best piece of advice I've ever received in my nursing career is, ironically, take care of yourself first. Because without taking care of yourself, you can't be there to provide for someone else when they need you when they're sick for 8, 12, or even 16 hours at a time. So take care of yourself emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, so you can continue to provide excellent care for those who can't care for themselves.
Part of that came from life experience, part of it came from talking to other nurses, and that is the field of nursing is so diverse that you can go into tons of different specialties. You need to find out what you're passionate about, and that is what inspired me. You want to be happy every time you go to work, and when you go to work, you want to know you're making a difference, and you want to know that your efforts are appreciated by those around you, and that's why you need that passion. You need to find out what it is that makes you click. What is your niche, if put it that way.
So during one of my first clinicals as a nurse practitioner, my first preceptor, she was a doctor, she said, the eyes don't see what the mind doesn't know. So it inspired me to learn more. You know, I'm always on up to date in different resources, trying to learn as much as I can. I've done many different conferences, just to try to be the best provider I can, so I can provide for the best care for my patients and for their family. Answer all their questions. I don't want to miss anything, and trying to be as thorough as I possibly can.
The best piece of advice that I ever received was ultimately the purpose of nursing and what you're here for is to care for the patient. So whenever you're practicing or writing a policy or doing anything related to the profession, if you can always look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, what I did today was the best thing for the patient at this time with what I had available for me, then that's what you should do. You want to always focus it back on the patient and the patient care, and if all your decisions are driven based on those facts, you'll always be able to leave the day feeling good about yourself and about your care.
I think the best piece of advice that I received as a nurse in general is to trust your instincts. If you feel that something's wrong, then it's worth your time to investigate it. Just make sure everything is on the right track.
My advice to someone just starting out or growing in their leadership role is to just stick with it. I started out in this role not knowing really where it would take me, and just kept going. And 2 years later, we developed a nurse residency program, which was the first of its kind at our organization. And 2 years later, that residency program is up and running.
So the best advice that I would have for a new incoming nurse or nurse practitioner or nurse leader is to be an expert in what you know, have confidence in what you know, and also be humble in what you don't know.
My advice to a new nurse leader or a new colleague in the nursing profession would be to always keep learning. Technology in medicine changes so quickly. And also to always own your mistakes. Mistakes can make you a better nurse and change the process and make others better nurses. Remember, Good nurses give great patient care, and great nurses take care of themselves.
A piece of advice that I would give to somebody starting a new career or a nurse leadership role would be to always remember where you came from. Remember back to when either you were a patient's family member, a new grad nurse, or a nurse starting the new job, and think of what you were fearful of or worried about, and try to place yourself in their shoes.
Thank you for joining us this evening. On behalf of all of our sponsors and the Delaware Nurses Association, we appreciate you tuning in and showing your support.
Special thanks to our marketing director, Monica Weber, and Chris Bruce and his team from King Creative for all their work producing tonight's broadcast. And from the entire team at Delaware Today, thank you and congratulations to this year's Excellence in Nursing honorees. Have a good night.